RCT's ultimate goal is to test various claims for effectiveness of particular policies. May that be direct cash transfer or microcredit delivery, and assess whether policy outcomes match expectations and claims, and explain reasons for the gap between claims and outcomes. Comprehensive initiative on technology evaluation, from here on I'll refer to as CITE, also emerged at MIT, like RCTs, but nearly 10 years after the establishment of MIT's Poverty Action Lab, where RCTs were formulated. The impetus for CITE came from within MIT's development lab, founded by Amy Smith, a mechanical engineer and a recipient of MacArthur Genius Award, who started the D Lab in 2002. As a mechanical engineer, Amy Smith was interested first and foremost in the design of products, as most mechanical engineers do. But her focus was on products designed specifically for the poor. Inspired by E.F. Schumacher and the appropriate technology movement, Amy Smith founded D Lab at MIT to design all sorts of products, ranging from charcoal briquettes, from corn husks, to wheelchairs for rough terrains. At the time Smith started D Lab, product design for the poor was not a widespread activity. But as I mentioned earlier, within 10 years, there were many firms and even more NGOs which had begun to design and manufacture various products ranging from cooking stoves to reduce indoor air pollution to solar lanterns of various kinds. The need for rigorous evaluations of products emerged from the flooding of the market by such products. D Lab was well poised to evaluate such products, relying mainly on the knowledge of mechanical engineers, not economists, as in MIT's Poverty Action Lab. In 2012, CITE was created with a generous grant from the United States Agency for Developmental Aid, USAID, which had started a new program called Higher Education Solution Network to encourage the applications of science and technology for poverty alleviation efforts. USAID wanted rigorous, evidence-based research and application of this knowledge for scientifically designed products, mainly by private entrepreneurs and firms. USAID was not focused only on the design of products, however. It wanted to ensure that the products reach poor households and make significant positive impact. Underlying USAID's approach, a key assumption was that science and technology can be used to design affordable and effective products for the poor who are willing to buy such products. USAID was aware that many products designed in the past had failed to work well and could not be marketed to reach poor households. However, the goals of evaluation was to both identify good designs and good marketing strategies. Such efforts were to be led by private entrepreneurs who were socially conscious, technologically knowledgeable, and market savvy, who could do good and earn well if they had access to useful evaluations of the kind CITE at MIT was engaged in. CITE's evaluation methodology rested on three criteria: suitability of products, scalability of products, and sustainability of products. Referred to as the 3S strategy, CITE identified three broad evaluation goals. Suitability of products was to be evaluated by engineers who take apart the product in engineering laboratories to study whether the products were designed well to suit the needs of the poor in varying geographic locations, ranging from humid to dry climatic conditions. The goal was to test the effectiveness of the product attributes and claims, as is done by consumer reports in developed countries. The tests were to compare of various models within any product family, and the attributes to be evaluated were based on the specific claims made by product manufacturers. For example, solar lanterns were to be evaluated by the amount and duration of illumination, the time needed to charge the batteries, the extent to which the lanterns were water resistant, and so on. You will learn more about such criterion in later modules of the course, which would explain how various evaluation criteria were selected, matrices formed, and assessments quantified for comparative and holistic evaluations. Let me briefly discuss the other two criteria used by CITE's evaluation methodology, namely scalability and sustainability of products. Scalability was defined as the likelihood of any product being used widely, which means that the product has to be manufactured, marketed, and sold widely. At CITE, the evaluation of scalability of products was to be done by scholars and practitioners of business administration, a field which had led the study of supply chains as crucial for manufacturing and selling of products. Led by business experts, scalability at CITE was defined as critical features of supply chains, which determined whether the impetus for the product manufacturing, it should be input.
Led by business experts.
Led by business experts. Should I start from there?
Yeah.
Led by business experts.
I spoke. My voice might have went out.
Okay.
Let's take a breath at the beginning of that.
Led by business experts, scalability at CITE was defined as critical features of supply chains, which determined whether the inputs for product manufacturing were available on time and at a reasonable price, whether the product could be delivered to retailers without excessive delay, and ultimately to consumers without undue delay and at reasonable price. It also evaluated whether there was a credit system in place for purchase of products on installment payments, and whether the products could be repaired inexpensively and at short notice. In other words, scalability was defined broadly, encompassing the entire network of market relationships among suppliers, producers, sellers, and repair agents, whose coordinated efforts determined whether a particular product was likely to be disseminated and used widely over large geographies. The third criteria of CITE's methodology is sustainability of products, meaning whether the product is likely to be used over a long period of time. A special emphasis was placed on the product user interface that determined whether the consumers knew how to use the products, the ease with which they could use them, and the length of time any product was used, repaired, reused, and eventually discarded. The key assumptions underlying the assessment of sustainability were the following. First, that a product whose functioning is well understood by consumers is likely to be used more than complicated products with numerous instructions for use. Second, a product which can be handled easily and fits well within the daily activities of consumers would be used more frequently than other products which may require drastic changes to the daily routine of the consumers. Third, products which were built ruggedly and can withstand climatic variations, water damages, or other adverse impacts associated with difficult context in which the poor live, that would last longer. Let me emphasize again that you will learn more about all three aspects of CITE's evaluation in subsequent modules. For now, let me restate the broad goals of CITE's evaluation methodology. It was to provide a snapshot of a comprehensive and comparative evaluation of products designed for low-income households in developing countries. The snapshot was to be in the form of composite tables, much like those used in US consumer reports. That means each of the three criteria of CITE's evaluation had to be disaggregated into a few key variables which constitute the matrix within which products are assessed comparatively, as shown in the diagram. Note that the overall assessments of products by any one criteria were to be portrayed in a diagrammatic way for easy reading and interpretation by all, including the consumers themselves. In creating such comparative evaluation charts, CITE's goal is not to endorse or advocate for any particular product. Neither does CITE intend to provide stamps of approval for any product. CITE's methodology is primarily geared to provide comparative information on how well products are made, whether they are likely to reach a broad market, and whether they are likely to be used widely and for a long time. Let me summarize then what we covered in this module. We started with an overview of developmental theories, the way discussions of technologies were incorporated in these theories, and how evaluation methodologies evolved with changing developmental theories as they evolved from conventional economic arguments to alternative propositions, such as the one that recommended appropriate technologies. We then assessed the effectiveness of alternative development models, analyzing why such models emerged, then declined, and then re-emerged again with the changing circumstances of the 1980s and 1990s, culminating ultimately in a paradoxical situation of oversupply of consumer products for low-income households at a time of withdrawal of governmental support for poverty alleviation programs. We identified why rigorous evaluations of such oversupply of products was necessary and provided a snapshot of the methods used by MIT's CITE, a research initiative funded by USAID. CITE offers the most up-to-date evaluation methodology you should be familiar with. Hopefully you will adopt it and probably modify it to fit your particular need. To do so, however, you will need to carefully follow the subsequent modules in this course. I enjoyed sharing with you my knowledge and understanding of development, technology, and evaluation methodologies. And I'm open to receive your questions and comments at my email address, sanyal@mit.edu. Thank you.